Hey everyone, this is Chris Strickland. Don't ask me why I wanted to go on Google Hangouts for this. It'll probably lag, I hope not. So, this is the ninth vlog of my Saturn return. That last one, I'm not going to say I regret it. I just think it was probably the most powerful vlog of them all. And bear with me here through this vlog because I have 4 planets in the 12th house, including Saturn, where my natal Saturn is. So the house transit has officially begun. It's officially begun. That's how fucking crazy my brain is. So for this vlog, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I just want to kind of explain to you what it feels like to go through a Saturn return house transit, and I can only speak for myself. So if you have a 12th house Saturn return transit, this you could totally relate to this the most. I can't speak for everybody else. All I can tell you about your house transit is that when Saturn hits the house, the first 10 degrees are hell. And I think I'm about maybe 5 degrees into it, maybe not even that. No, it's probably like 3. I don't know. I'll have to look, but I got to get all the way up there to 10. So with the 12th house, uh, it's mainly my past life detoxing out of me, and my past lives were not pretty. I know that for a fact. And I've met somebody who's very successful in the astrology community, but I won't say their name, who has been a mentor and a guide to me, and I am forever in debt to this person for uh, showing me the light, because God definitely sent me this person. And I think God sent me to this person. So, anyway, so moving on, I just want to let everybody know I don't go by the Placidus system anymore. I know you're probably like, what the fuck, Chris? Like, everybody goes, if you're an astrologer, you probably go by the Placidus system. I've always gone by the Placidus system. What I've learned lately is that the eagle system, in my opinion, makes a lot more sense. A lot more sense. My chart actually just hit me like a wave, a tidal wave. Like, yes, I just made a reference to one of my songs subconsciously. But like, it just hits you. And going by that, that's how I found out the day that Saturn hit my 12th house. Was I was looking at the equal system at this point, and that day I was at work and I had some issues with the scheduling, and basically told my boss I don't work nights. You got me scheduled for the busiest night of the year, Veterans Day, and they didn't seem to care at the moment, or that's at least how I was taking it. And I just clocked out, said I quit, went home. I mean, I cried about it. I was like, oh my God, I just quit my job. But like, I just did it so nonchalantly. Like, I was like, I've got to look at my chart. I look at my equal house system chart. Saturn was directly on the 12th house line. It had literally just hit the 12th house, and that happened. You can't deny things like that. So that's one of the many reasons why I am religiously going through the equal house system. Plus, my mentor has taught me that this is a much more efficient system. But to each their own. I'm not saying the Placidus system doesn't work, because there's still a part of me that believes the Placidus system does work in a sense, but I think the equal house system works better. So, um, like I said, bear with me. It's really hard to talk right now because I just want to be alone and I don't really want to talk to anybody. Uh, the guy I'm seeing right now is just kind of like, you've been unusually quiet lately. Well, yeah, I got 4 planets in the 12th house, and I'll have 5 planets there in a couple days. So, yeah. And he got me this book. It's called Conversations with God. It's probably backwards. This is book one. There's 3 of them. And what I've been feeling lately is, well, let me start from since I was born up to now. I've been spiteful of a God, if there was a God, if like sometimes I'll get in like a mode where like, yeah, I love God, and like he's looking out for me. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, fuck him. And the truth has been like he just if I thought he wasn't there, but maybe he was there and I just wasn't listening. But maybe he wasn't there and there was a reason he wasn't there. Because now all of a sudden, since Saturn's in my 12th house, I feel like God is literally right next to me. And I've been doing yoga. I never saw myself meditating, doing yoga. Mars and Aries, come on, really? Yeah. So I'm actually on day 18 today of yoga. I'm on a 30-day program with this chick named Adrian on YouTube. You can look her up. YouTube with Adrian. YouTube yoga with Adrian. She's really good, and she lives in Austin, Texas. And yeah, it just feels like God has just been leading me to the light, and He's been showing me very clearly that I make my own decisions regardless of, you know, if he thinks it's right or not. He gives us free will, but imagine God as a father to you, which he is, and you're his child, and he lets you go out and play in the world. That's what he's doing when you are living. Now, God can't watch you all the time. Just like a parent with their kid. They hope nothing dangerous is going to happen. They hope their child's not going to get into any trouble. But then again, they have free will. So you can't literally control your child's actions at all times. You can just hope for the best for them. And God just happens to be a very sophisticated, uh, very developed parent. Probably the best parent you could have. And yeah, that's a good metaphor. So yeah, I really don't have much to talk about. I'm sorry guys, this vlog's so short. I invited a few of my other friends that were going through their Saturn returns, but it turns out to be that all of them are busy tonight, so that's okay. I think that just means I need to do this shit alone. And I'm sorry if this vlog isn't as juicy and whatever that you're usually expecting out of me, and cockiness and being funny. So I'm going through a lot. I'm not gonna lie. This is some hard shit, and I've fallen down more than 10 times. So, and if you're going through your Saturn return, don't beat yourself up for falling down. God, let me tell you something about God. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't judge you. He loves you. You've lived so many lives, and you've probably killed people in your past lives. God doesn't care. It was just what was going on at the time in that era. Maybe it was okay to kill people. Okay, but you're in this day and state, and whatever point in your soul you're in your lives, God doesn't judge you. God doesn't care. Yes, Jesus' world, is more for the pure souls. Now, I really honestly don't think a lot of our generation is ready for Jesus. So it kind of irritates me when I see a lot of people posting stuff about Jesus, and I'm like, Jesus would not like even deal with that. Or maybe he would, but that would be a lot of work on you because you got to be pure as fuck. But at the same time, Jesus does have a sense of humor, but he's the purest. Now, he's not your only savior. You also have Metatron. Metatron is God's new right hand, and he's a Scorpio, and he works well with younger people who mainly have chemical imbalances, maybe drug problems, which is perfect for me because not that I'm saying like I have a drug problem, but so some of you know me. It's okay. But pray to him and he'll go hardcore for you. Trust him, put all your trust in him, put all your trust in God. And never discourage yourself. Don't worry because worrying is going to put you in the wrong place and you're not going to get what you want. And for example, it's just like law of attraction. I mean, you can't say like, "Oh my God, I hope that manager's not that manager better not be working today." Okay, the better thing to say would be, "I hope this manager is working today because it would be a lot better to deal with." That's a better way of thinking about it. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking. I'm still learning. I have a long way to go. This, like I've said before in many of my other vlogs, this is just the beginning. And oh, one more thing I wanted to point out. There's been a lot of haters coming out of the woodworks since this 12th house transit has started. Haters out the woodworks. I don't even know you people. And like, I've been called faggot on comments. Like, people just hate comments all over my videos. And I feel like it's a test. And really, it doesn't bother me that bad anymore. Now, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I do fall back sometimes, and I'm like, "Whoa, bitch, who the fuck do you think you're talking to?" But you know, there's a way of communicating and not holding it in without being a dick and helping the other person. So I'm growing up. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. Thanks for listening to me rant, and I hope you got something out of this. Love you guys. Namaste, bitches.